Wouldn't expect nothing less. As usual. Harry! Almost up! Yeah, it's a brother. We got the big white time bowls. He's way over there. It's banging. I kicked it off with him for a little bit. I love it. I was sitting here doing the full squat the way we should. Me and Peter's dark chocolate, excuse me. Let me eat this right now. Two people. People walking. I want to be in the sun, but you know, it'd be hard with the glare. People came and sat down, got their little, you know, they're from California, got their little meditation on. I was like, okay, that I can deal with that. The no, not being able to operate or travel a vehicle. The uppity, I can't stand none of that. But you know, it is what it is. No, those are crows. Ravens, young ravens, and yeah, they're just kicking it back and forth like all over. And the geese over there. These are young ravens. And then we have some doves too. The smaller ones, yeah, they're probably up in the trees. They don't really come down. I was just giving them some, because you can't feed them really in the parks, but I do. I give them some corn, maize. So I don't see the white geese. It's a family of 8. They always move together. But oh, I see them now. I see them. They're chilling on the other side, the other bank. They're way over there. People fishing. A lot of people are. It might be a competition again. Yo, the Arizona sun. No, it's no joke at all, bro. I've been out here since 2013, 2013. Maybe a little bit before that. I don't pay attention to time. You know, whenever you fill out an application, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't pay attention to years and dates. I don't care. That stuff doesn't mean nothing to me. But it means something to those who are full of a lot. You know what I mean? Like a lot of, without being derogatory. You know? So we're going to have a nice little read. I'm going to communicate, conversate about a few things. Hopefully, they're really trying to hide it now because of what I'm doing. But if they were really, without throwing slide their way, I don't have to. As intelligent or intellectually astute as they think they are, they would let it be. And this is the reason why y'all have to see yourselves for who you are instead of what they consummate. I don't have to do it here. I do it with people all around me. Like, they have people being nosy, you know, Jack Bully suits who don't know no better. So if they were smart, they'd be like the other ones who come over and go, I'm gonna stay out your life, but I love what you're doing. I've had police come up to me and someone watched this, and they don't say nothing. And they know I'm not talking to them. You know, when I'm messing, pulling people's shirt tails who are emotionally unstable, they'd be like, saw what you were doing. Awesome. Seriously. I think they might be from California, I don't know. Like 3 of them have so far. I am so serious. I can't make this up. So know this, regardless of the ones who want to be considered bad, who are conditioned, MK, whatever, right? There are those also on the other side. And these are not even the people who really watch me, like, who the good. Like I said, they won't get involved unless they really, really have to. And then you don't want them getting involved. I don't care who you are, who you think you are, what you do, what you accomplish, whatever. These individuals are different, man. They freak me out. And nobody freaks me out. Not the massage, yeah, none of that. And they can't be drug out. They have a bigger peripheral on things that I have I don't have no need to know. I still don't even, function-wise, I don't believe it. Like, I'm still like, to me, sometimes it seems like a game. I'm not playing a game, though. And no, they're, like, I remember one time I was walking in Fry's, and I always look at the cameras, because, you know, it's like this nosiness I knew was for an agenda. And I remember I went around, I was looking for some peanut butter toasted rice wafers. I wanted to see how they taste. I wanted to read to see what was really going on. And I remember I turned around and I said, well, I got to go get some wild rice in my head. And I remember this dude said, what's up? Put his hand out. And I had a piece of paper in it. But the way he gave it to me, I had no other choice but to cut my hand. I just put it in my hand in my pocket. I didn't even look back at him. I just went to the bathroom, straight to the bathroom. I was like, let me open and read it. And it says, you're okay. I'm not worried about nothing. I don't care whatever they do. I think they know. I don't know, man. And it was the weirdest thing. It said, you're okay. Tall, big old, I don't know. Maybe they can go back and see the cameras. They can see for themselves. But it was outside the camera. Now, I can't say who he's with. Was he with TRU and this? It was that quick. I mean, it was like solid. I mean, it could have been blowfish poison, heart attack, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, right? Just, it was, you're okay. Like, in a way, like the way it was wrote, I'm not going to go into it. It was a qualification. And I was like, and I could talk about it. It's been like, I think 2014, 15 or something like that. 2017. It's 2 or 3 years before all this dumb stuff started. And then I had it happen a few more times, and I'm not going to say what those said. And that's why I know. And I would never know. It could be a woman walking by. She could look like a little dumpling and be a bad mofo. I do martial arts for a long time. I've seen guys 300 pounds kick their legs straight up in the air. I've seen guys in wheelchairs, literally, where people come up with knives and stuff, disarm them. I've watched things that questionable. So whenever the bad guy's acting stupid, an idiot cop wants to come and say something dumb, they're tagged. When somebody wants to come by me and tag me, they're watched. Like, all I can say is I'm not here to disrupt, stop anything. I'm so aware. I don't know if it was the first time I saw the guy with the, I don't know what. Like I said, when I met the 85-year-old Masonic people in Edinburgh, Scotland, I had to drink 12 row, the 12 streets or whatever it was, and I had to do it twice because I had to pee, and the 11th shut. I didn't know if I could drink the second. I fell down and I pooped my pants, and she had the big old boobies, and she had to nurse me back, and you know, you got to finish this. And then when I got through, and all these people came out of nowhere, there was nobody outside. It was a hillside. It was moat, like water, this big 300-400-pound individual in the corner. Like when you come in the place, over here, this big 3-4 with a Dutch boy hat. Never looked up, looked like that guy, Brutus, you know, from Popeye, you know, always wanting to get olive oil. Never even looked at me. I never saw this guy's face. I know he was big as a bull, big. Had a lantern over there popping nuts or something. I don't know, with some cards. I didn't even see what the cards were. I told you, there are people, and I don't like saying it, but there are people who are stupid. They are so compelled, so caught up. They really think they've got everything because of certain. Oh man, listen here, man. Let me shut up. So it's beautiful, like certain things, like with the woman playing the Asian woman. And when I said I'm part Han, she looked at, she's like, oh, I know. She got the picking with them little white things and with little pointy things on that thing, you know. And then got set up that right about 20 yards. He's big, white, beautiful, like, and he does the ceremonial yoga. These people are sitting down meditating, like, look, I don't know. I don't need to know. I don't have to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? Like, hi, babies. Hi, babies. They're right here. Oh, you just go right there, huh? Just want some toilet paper? It's you can see things, and things stand out more and more that you would normally not recognize or see. You just, you know what I mean? Okay, wait a minute. Do this. That's that time. Let me get some of my green tea, and then I need my tobacco. I don't need it, but I want it. No alcohol, no weed. I'm loving it. Cheers. To all of you. Put it in the sun. Stay away, mosquito. In the sun, in the sun. Yeah. So today we're going to go over a couple of things we're going to read. I know people are very religious, and I'm not knocking it. But you are the religion. I'm going to throw that out there. All right? We're going to get into the power now. I could tell. We're going to read something a little different. And I might reverberate on something that I've already expressed, stated in the commentary or in this paragraphs, right? In this text. All right? Then we're going to get into Tartary. All right? Because I want to really push forward. I've read so much of it. And I was looking online. I was looking at the pictures. I've seen a lot. There's a lot that you see now and you don't even know. That's being misused, after being misappropriated. But whoa, man, y'all gotta go and check out the pictures. You dig what I'm saying? Like, take the time. You know, look at them, and then look at the pictures that show us in the cities, walking the streets, going back to remove things after the fall. Yeah, there are pictures with melanated Churin men with wagons full of the stuff. Like they had to go in there and remove it. Like exit. Okay? Oh, it's everywhere. You just got to allow yourself to see it. Hey, Carrie, Tom, what's up, beloved? I don't know if something you can post on here, but I'd love to know more about the dark-skinned Chinese races. Well, they weren't racist. That's a composite that's a creation. I'll explain that too. I'll set something up. Westside's setting up one, and I'm going to set up one. We're going to have on my StreamYard. He's probably going to do something different to have a podcast where we can bring people on and share their experiences and thoughts about things. But I'll further talk about that. We were sent to the four corners of the world. Absolutely. Thanks, Shy. It's good to see you. All of you. All right. Okay, so I'm going to read something because a lot of you are becoming more and more aware that a lot of things have been changed or taken out of context. It doesn't necessarily mean that literally everything. Some things may be literal in how they're stated or expressed. Then again, it may be another meaning. It may allude to something. When we talk about the demiurge and all that kind of stuff, and esotericism, esoteric ideology, or what may have changed, what may have allowed. Come on, flies. I know them right here. I know. And mosquitoes. Jesus. There are things that are factual, but if you change the discourse, you can upset anything with just the simplest of a vowel, by what we think is a vowel or a word. And you can change the whole direction of the script. But I'm going to read this, and then there's a whole bunch more. Y'all can research the rest and see what you come up with. It's not for me to keep be giving everything. And when we do this somewhere down the road, y'all might hear other people discuss it, and you may not even know how I got there. But the grapevine is still there. Regardless of what they're trying to do, make you an enemy of their state, to keep cause of confliction, to keep people from enlightenment, to keep them subjugated so that they can use them for their whatever their persuasion is, perversion, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we can study that. Okay, so I'm going to look at the word I am that I am. J. Davis. The mosquitoes, these are the Bill Gates mosquitoes too, because I actually caught one. I looked at it and I pulled up mosquitoes and I'm like, this is one of them GMO ones. Okay, so let's go ahead with I am that I am, based on the Exodus narrative, okay, as far as chapter 3 verse 14. Okay, I am that I am, a translation of the Hebrew phrase Ahaya Asha Ahaya, right? Chaya Shah Achaya, right? Which God speaks to Moses in Exodus chapter 3 verse 14. It is a statement of God's self-existence. Here, remember what we talked about the demiurge. Which one does it apply to? Is it bigger? Because creation doesn't have to explain itself. Isn't it self-relevant of its existence? Anyway, God's self-existence, that's a little t, God's self-existence, eternal nature, and dependent on nothing but himself, often interpreted as I am the existing one, or I will be what I will be. This declaration is understood to be God's name, highlighting his, listen to this, his aseity, which is self-existence for those who don't know, and setting him apart from other deities. Creation doesn't have to do that. But I'm going to let you guys research and allow you to find whatever it is that may be informing. All right? Informing. Now, let's have a look at these terms. Self-existence, eternality, and independence, okay? Grand day. Okay, let's first look at external. External, we're going to throw that up first. Belonging to or forming the outer surface or structure of something. Okay? Coming or derived from a source outside the subject affected. Why would it have to be affected? Does that mean something place that caused something other than? Is it, you know what I'm saying? All right? The outward features of something, perceived by the perception of what you see or view, right? And many other ways. But now let's have a look at internal, excuse me, as an adjective. Of are situated on the inside, inner parts or features. You know, you have a car, it has a motor, but you got to raise the hood, right? All the weapons' internals are well finished and highly polished. What weapon is that? Okay. An internal telephone system, the body's dynamic system, they have us focus a lot on that without having a true knowledge of how to heal or to raise a frequency that is very poignant, which is discussed now, because they need you to look externally instead of what's applied as far as eternal. Now, let's have internal. Now, that's internal with an I. Now, let's look at the word eternal. Okay? All right, so let's look at eternal. Babies. And I ain't talking about eternal sunshine, okay? Don't be a booby head. So eternal, now we already covered external, EX, internal, IN, internal, you know, like your intestines. Anyway, now let's look at eternal. Hi, babies. Oh, they're fine. So, and as an adjective, lasting or existing forever, ever, without end or beginning, without end or beginning. It could be without end or beginning that way. So don't get too focused. Don't let that fancy you. Of truth, values, or questions, which y'all should have plethoras of, and valid for all time, essentially unchanging eternal truths of art and life. Does art not imitate life? Does life not imitate art? We don't have to go Momo here. I'm just exasperating upon something. Let's look at the esoteric narrative of what they've compiled you to convinced you to believe is esoteric in this eccentric form or narrative. The esoteric meaning of I am that I am refers to the divine and external nature of a true universal self. They state true universal self that is beyond the limitations of that personal human identity. First of all, human. You remember what human has been applied to and what it actually means. We're not going to denote it in conversation piece, but it has nothing to do with you being sentient, regardless of what they want to comprise in their fictional existence. That's very short-lived. Okay? Be temporal and be temperament. All right? Because you're the benefit from it, no one else. Okay? So when we think about the spiritual self, but these flies keep coming around. Anyway, listen to this. The interpretation posits that I am is the name of the spiritual self. I and I. You know what I'm saying? I am is the name of the spiritual self. This is an old Choctaw, a Yamsi word, a term most won't know. Distinct from the physical, limited self, in this view, using the phrase I am can be a way to invoke the divine, to invoke. Remember Helena Blavatsky, that the idiots want to write off so they can think they control the whole narrative as they're falling? You are the fallen. Remember this. It's not something external, something else. But the part they fear, and in ignorance, they could have benefited. They ran too quick. The phrase is often linked to spiritual awakening, the process of realizing a deeper, more expansive self beyond the everyday ego. Ego, right? Remember, we covered that. This awakening involves seeing past the layers of emotions, thoughts, identity, space, and time, whatever you think space or time to be. Okay, to recognize the unshakable foundation of your being. Oh my. The paradox of existence, let's question that for a moment. One interpretation sees it as a paradox. I am not, yet I am all that ever was, is, or can be. Well, why would creation itself have to even express that when they want you to believe that anything is possible? So would that be the demiurge and those who have situated themselves in the existence of their ignorant status or state because it implies something? Remember, there are keys to things. Yo, Terry Peters, what's up, beloved? What's happening? Shy. What was that? Grand Ascension, you already know, beloved. What happened? Yeah, you ain't gotta like that. That's somebody speaking. It's all right, whatever. It's all right. Desert Devils, Azazel, Connection, very much. Cannibals and all the whole fam and those and manipulation of genetics and everything else. Let me see, we're sent to the, yes. Nisi, what's up, baby girl Slaughter? I love it. So let's look at the biblical context. We already know in the 1920s and right before that, they changed everything they added. They made up a whole lot of crap. They had to create some fake white superiority, some narrative. I know I'm Indian and white, but that's an identity that means nothing. That's something that's platonic and absurdities. Has nothing to do with the relative. It's very new. There's nothing ancient about it. Nothing at all. So why would people build on something new as if it's supposed to be meaningful if pre that was beneficial? So why are we in a time when nothing's beneficial? Because everybody's got this quantum ideology and narrative that paints a false picture and allows something to come in that never was meant. And y'all feed that energy, ether, whatever you want to call it. There's a whole lot of terms and names. You know, it's like my uncle when he became a 33rd degree Mason. He knew things because he comes from the old world. And then my great uncles who laughed about that stuff. When we used to ask them, and we used to take out history books, but we had to take our books when we go down south, right? So-called down south. We know that's not what it is. And sometimes, like Uncle Tandy, the one who's 115, he would look through the book with his tall self, and he goes, "What is this?" And when he saw the stuff about the Civil War, he says, that's a lie. The Union, the so-called Union, are the foreigners. And we were fighting them on 7 fronts, all these new countries that came up out of nowhere with these. And he said, the South, the gray was always us. He had his uniform still. He was one of the top heads, you know, and that was Anhuia in German. This world, the stories they're telling you now is all a lie. Every bit of it. But is what's to be meaningful? What's beneficial? To call it on his lie? Or let them exist in a lie? What happens when you live a lie and you live it long enough? Aren't you doomed to fall to it? You can't establish a new world order and get rid of an old world order when that order was never established. It was always as it was meant to be. And as it shall always be, no matter of the infraction or the breakup or the moment. All this, there's something else to it. And y'all got to, all right? So when you think of New Age, you got to remember where New Age the term comes from. Especially you go back to the 60s, the MK Ultra and all that dumb stuff, having people murder people and then forget it, done it and all that other, and the Bolsheviks and all these other, regardless, all right? But let's look at the phrase that's frequently used in New Age and other spiritual teachings to point to the inherent divinity within each person, which Helena Blavatsky was attempting to get people back to. But she was attempting to get people back there. That means that something existed. And why would they fight to go against it, the handful that was subjugate? Because they always infiltrate. And they always think that that's the benefit. It doesn't matter what darkness, what hidden, whatever. That's a moment. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to lean on it. You don't have to eternalize it. That's the reason why it's important to understand eternal, internal, external. Because once you start understanding those fragmented, made-up ass words with the definitions that they've been given, then you'll start to realize things are simplistic. They're not as complicated. You don't have to add more something to where there's really nothing. Even though it seems like it has effect, they have you externally looking at the physical instead of focusing on the internal. All right? Let's get an Eckhart Tolle. I am that I am. That's the esoteric we just broke down. And all that Hebrew phrase, and don't be plagued by all that. That's the conditioning. Remember, the universe, you are the flame. No hell. There is a purgatory. There is the murk and mire. There is this existence, this abode, this gulf. There is this. It doesn't matter if that's what a so-called source is or what they want to figure out or make it up. The gulf is not this darkness, this zene or jannah. In the Navajo, they say zene, which is blackness, void. Blackness is not a void. Isn't black a substance? It has something. Light never go into it because it is an empty space. That means something has to be contracted. That's why they have this thing where they contract. And a lot of our people, like Master Farad, he was we say East Indian. He was an upright Ethiopian that later become a Hindu, that's a Brahmin, and blah, blah, blah. He came to betray the people and utilize the individuals to bring on a new construct, because they're the lab dogs for the Khazar. And when we say Khazar, it's not like we're saying Khazarian as far as the Ab Khazarian of the origin, the people who stole that identity. That's why I would say, think about desert devils. Devil doesn't mean a bad thing. I mean, there's an animal that runs around, right? What is its name? These are misused things based on usury to inflict some kind of mental damage and remove you from the natural order of existence. And when you look at these things, we take them in because of the conditioning. Acme, cartoons, Warner, blah, blah, blah. The very people that are part of the whole misinterpretation of the misguide using the Hollywood tree, the holly tree and everything else to cast spells. So that way you just keep giving energy and feeding something when they've been feeding you energy as well, but you just didn't know how to take it in and utilize it. All right? That's why like I said, some of the words that I was helping the Navajo, who it doesn't matter whether they're autochthonous or indigenous here, they're not. But whether they are, it's not like we didn't all know each other. The fall is the fall, all right? But all corners were protected. And however the fall may have happened, it was meant to. Do you understand? There's something bigger at play, all right? And until y'all come around to see that, there's nothing else that needs to be stated or said other than to feed the body information that may be beneficial. Maybe. I'm not saying it will be. Maybe. Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. We're going to look at the relationships as spiritual practice. The relationships as spiritual practice. As the egoic, remember what egoic means, right? What they've got it to mean. Egoic means pertaining to the ego or the sense of self. Do we need to go back to the external I am, or do we need to go back to the I am that I am, even in its form, whether it be Hebrew and esoterically? Okay, the sense of self. We know that they got sports, meaning competition. When they say, "Oh, the ego's he's acting on," no, it's a perversion. Ego has nothing to do with it. It's almost like they made a demigod called ego. You know what I'm saying? The Brahmians and all that. Remove that. It doesn't matter if that's what you've learned, you've been taught. It is further to divide and separate. The division and separation is the foolish quandary of mixed efforts. But for what purpose? If it never existed at one time, but it exists now and people move in it, what is the viability of it? Well, one would question it, wouldn't they? So anyway, let's get back into it. Political and economic structures that it created center the final stage of collapse. All right, so as the egoic mode of consciousness and all the social, political, and economic structures that it created enter the final stage of collapse, the relationships between men and women reflect the deep state of crisis in which humanity now finds itself. As humans have become increasingly identified with their mind, most relationships are not rooted in being, and so turn into a source of pain and become dominated by problems of conflict. Millions are, do y'all know that sound? What frequency is that? Is that the lower of fours? Is it even close to the higher of sevens or nines? Not at all. How about 100,000 or 300? Millions are now living alone or as single parents, unable to establish an intimate relationship or unwilling to repeat the insane drama of past relationships. Others go from one relationship to another, always finding or looking for something, seeking something, excuse me, right? From one pleasure and pain cycle to another, in search of the elusive goal of fulfillment through union with the opposite energy polarity. Or good and bad to opposite energy polarities, at least what we've been taught. What is really bad and what is really good. Still, others compromise and continue to be together in a dysfunctional relationship in which negativity prevails, and for the sake of the children or security, through force of habit, fear of being alone, or some other mutually beneficial arrangement, or even through the unconscious addiction to the excitement of emotional drama and pain. Wow, that's a mouthful. However, every crisis represents not only danger, but also opportunity. If relationships energize and magnify egoic mind patterns, ego, and activate the pain body, as they do at this time, why not accept this fact rather than try to escape from it? Questionable. Why not cooperate with it instead of avoiding relationships or continuing to pursue the phantom of an ideal partner as an answer to your problems, or dismiss it, all right, or a means of feeling fulfilled, That's right. Why dismiss it? Because your pains of the past, because your poor decisions and choices. However, every crisis represents not only danger, but also opportunity. And how would you know if you don't invest in it? If relationships energize and magnify egoic mind patterns and activate the pain body as they do at this time, why not accept this fact rather than try to escape from it? Well, why not cooperate with it instead of avoiding relationships? While continuing to pursue the phantom of an ideal partner as an answer to your problems or a means of feeling fulfilled. I had to read it again. It doesn't mean go jump on Johnny's bones because you done jumped on before and got the same thing over and over and over. Boy, that egoic state of mind is something else that just won't move in the peripheral to look at something that might be qualifyingly better. The opportunity that is concealed within every crisis does not manifest until all the facts of any given situation are acknowledged and fully accepted. As long as you deny them, as long as you try to escape from them or wish that things were different, the window of opportunity does not open up and you remain trapped inside that situation. Reprobate, repetitive, which will remain the same or deteriorate further. And that can happen based on the egoic to self. Done by self. Misqualifying, I would say. With the acknowledgement and acceptance of the facts also comes a degree of freedom from them. For example, when you know there is disharmony, very much, 440, 808, establishing these false frequencies, and you hold that knowing through your knowing a new factor has come in. And the disharmony cannot remain unchanged when you know you are not at peace. Why stop seeking peace of self? Your knowing creates a still space that surrounds your non-peace in a loving and tender embrace and then transmutes your non-peace into peace. A lot of you have not allowed it because there's so many things. Remember we said, instead of finding a quiet place, we keep fulfilling the noise, the newspapers, the paragraph after paragraph of the lie of your existence instead of the truth, calming and allowing yourself to listen to what you haven't heard before. Anyway, as impeccable as that is, as far as inner transformation is concerned, there is nothing you can do about it. You cannot transform yourself, and you certainly cannot transform your partner or anybody else. That's external physical. All you can do is create a space for transformation to happen. So you hear by listening to things you have never heard before if you allow yourself for grace and love to enter. What do you think? What was that? Oh, that's all right. Mom never have to say sorry about nothing that doesn't have to imply it. Safety first. Changing the names of the lands of the people. Millennial, what's up, baby? Hi, mama. Yeah, I barely found a hint, and that was it. Hey, Tariq, man, it's good to have you in here, bro. So I hope this is being beneficial in some form or another. If not, then take your time. It's not a rush. We're not in a race. No ego has to be serviced. No lie has to be fulfilled. All right? No pluralism. You got to remember, this is not a monologue. This is a dialogue between you and you, I and I, in the God presence of your existence, by the narrative of what you think God is. It doesn't have to be socially accepted external, but eternal and external. All right? You don't have to compromise yourself. No one. There's a lot of compromises been given. I think that's good enough. That's 44 minutes. Later, we'll come back and we'll read Tartaria. I hope that was something, and I want to do it like this. I really enjoyed this, you know, for it to be as beneficial as possible. I think somebody's going to have a good time today. Y'all going to be doing some barbecuing? Sir? Y'all going to be doing some barbecuing? Y'all going to do some barbecuing and stuff?
We've got a reunion coming.
Awesome.
70 people, so we rented this.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
We've got a contract with the city.
No, I'm saying it looks like y'all gonna have a good.
Interrupt you, but
Oh no, I'm here just a few minutes, but it looks like y'all about to have a good
Are
time.
you in the middle of some sort of a seminar or a conference?
I'm early retired. I'm retired military, and I taught martial arts and boxing for a long time, and I get into philosophy. I guess by way of martial arts.
You got some really deep thoughts.
Well, I'm half German, and people think it's that. They're like, "Oh, I don't speak German." I'm like, no. It's just
I'm a spiritual guy.
That's what's up.
Hey, bud.
That's what's up. Spirituality. Man, I like that jade.
God bless.
I like that jade. That's nice.
Oh.
Don't make me go get mine. No.
No, my wife got that for me back when we were in high school.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, she'll be here. We've
That
been
is
married 53
beautiful.
years.
50, how long?
53.
Y'all hear that? 53. Pay attention and stop letting go of your loved
We've been
ones.
together 57 since high school. I know. Silly, huh?
Good stuff. That's what the world says. That's what the world wants people to believe.
Her uncle married us. He was the minister.
Are you serious? Man, that's fortunate.
Yes.
That is very
he was
fortunate.
Tremendous. Miss him a
Awesome.
lot. Anyway.
Brother, appreciate you, man.
God
Appreciate
bless.
you. God bless you too. And that's a beautiful thing. Hey, Gary.
I'm making too much.
No, you're fine. No, not at all. No. I got that Barry White voice sometimes.
You do have a great Barry White voice.
50 years of marriage and 50 yes, together. That's beautiful, isn't it? Shy, and people in here are complimenting that. It's absolutely, that's magnetic. I like good energy, you know? Yes, I know, right? I know. Oh, he's got the hoop out, guys. He is really into his frequencies, bro. Over here, this guy's really, yeah. I'm not going to put people on the camera. You don't do that. You know what I mean? But there's beautiful people throughout. No matter what's going on, remember that. I'm right now at 100. I want to go to the gym. My buddy, he's one of the guys that work at EOS. He's Native American. He's in college to become a chiropractor. So he should be in. I'm going to see if he can crack my upper back. It's feeling a lot better. I didn't take no vitamins. I'm getting myself ready for this 72-hour to maybe 5, 6, or 7 days of fasting. I have to. And I'll be in the park probably with my yoga mat and laying out. And I might go live a couple of times, but I want to keep all the electronics away from me when I'm doing it. Something I have to do. I think I'm supposed to do. I don't know. I I just feel it. Remember, you listen and you allow it. You know, no matter what. I won't be too on the back end. You know, I stopped drinking. You know, I don't smoke weed. You know, all that stuff. So, you know. But I'm definitely going to work out today regardless of how my back feels. Oh, God, you're funny. Don't go against that feeling. I'm not. And I ain't going to lie. I want to. I want to go against it. I don't want to do it. But I'm going to. I'm going to push it. I'm going to allow myself to. I'm going to drink green tea. I've been taking that medicine, y'all. I'm going to take 2 mineral supplements. But I'm going to allow my body to do what it needs to do, I suppose. And when I say my body, I'm talking about the source, me, as well. I, the both. And I'll share it with you guys. I won't be working out. I'll probably be doing a lot of stretching, getting back into the symposium of yoga, chanting. I'll find a nice spot where it's kind of quiet, where I don't affect or bother too many people, and I'll run through a system of chants. Remember, let me see if I can pull it up right quick. Whenever you want to look up something, just pull up chanting mantras and then go through them and see which ones they have. First, look up the meaning and then its definition, right? So, as you know, we always do Om, which is the grounding low, Om, and then we get into the Hum, which is Sa, okay? And then we get into the Hum, oh, very beneficial. And then we get into the Om Shanti, as far as the music sound of it, the Tat Nah No, and I am that I am, you can repeat over and over as the monks, the Buddhists of old did. You can also, to yourself, I love you, I am sorry, please forgive me, and thank you, in the mirror, all right? And there are a plethora, so many more. As y'all know, as far as the Om Mani Padme Hum, I got into the chams, the prams, the rams. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use every one, okay? Y'all can put, this stuff is out there, but be careful. Make sure you learn as far as for deep inner peace, or for meditation, if you want to deal with the 417 or 423, 29 hertz. Find out which ones, and that's why I move with the Oms and the Toms. Let me see which one is beneficial. One of the ones that I use, I would say, for like anxiety and stuff, would be like, I choose calmness, which is still Om, A-U-M, O-M, O-H-M. I am enough, this too shall pass. You can repeat these things. And remember, your voice is a vibration, a frequency of self-healing. Remember I was talking about how I was sitting with my bad knees and back, right? I'm not giving it energy. I do this often. Let me show you, right? Okay. And it will benefit you as well. Hip flexors and your knees. I get straight pain right off the back. But I do this and I hold it. There's people that do this for hours. You should practice this as well. Go with me. Awesome. Awesome. Now for your second heart, right? Your second heart, your calves. That's your second heart. Help blood flow go back up. Okay, enough. Hey, Luz. What's up, Lucy? How you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go over to the gym, and then I'll get ready set for the next read. And I'm gonna see my boys over there, so you can go crack my back. That's wild. I was just doing that. The connection is there. Yes. It does help. Organs, yes. When never squeeze your internals. It can be constricting, so never squeeze them unless you learn something where you can benefit from it. Grand Rising. Be quiet. You're terrible. But you are heaven. Benefits from it. Magnificent. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, get everything put up in the truck, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right. But practice those things. Use them as a beneficial exercise, and you'll know. You know what I mean? It'll be magic. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and get my stuff all together, and I gotta go to the little boys' room. You know what I mean? Relieve myself. Finish my green tea that's been sitting in the sun, and yeah, we'll pick it up later. And y'all know if you want. I'm getting tired of asking. Y'all do it if you want to, and if you don't, you don't have to. All right. Let me see. Right. Oh, that was the next one. That's my boy. Watching that. That was pretty awesome. What did it say about eggs? Okay. Oh, for y'all don't know. That there is my that's that me and Lauren Hill have raised, babysit, and that's Uncle John Amos. Okay. So I'm gonna keep putting pictures up on my family. I've got lots, so it's gonna be going on for a minute. It's a lot of people. You know what I mean? Oh, it's doing the thingy. Oh, it came back on. No, appreciate you guys. All right, thank you. I need to trim my mustache. It's getting crazy. My beard's going crazy too. I'm getting my Japanese sideburns back. I guess Chinese. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm all mixed up.
There you go, right there. Yeah. I just do what I can this hospital kind of corner.